Hello, I'm glad you're back. I did my raffle earlier today, and now I'm going to be doing some baking. And this is Mary from Mary's Christmas Holiday Pampered Chef Party. And I am going to demonstrate the donut mix by Pampered Chef that comes from their pantry section, and also the caramel bread, the caramel, I'm sorry, latte bread. Sounds good, huh? So these are two things I haven't made yet, and so they seem pretty simple because the mix is there, and you're just adding. This one we're adding a quarter cup of butter and a cup of milk to this mix. That's it, and those are the donuts. So then I will, once I mix them, I'll put them in a plastic bag like this. You could use a like a freezer bag or something, sandwich bag, but I think you might need a freezer bag for that much. But anyways, I'm using one of these decorating plastic tubes, and you're going to cut the end of it so that the dough will come out. And when you purchase the donut making tray, right here, I have a picture of it from Pampered Chef. See that donut one at the top there? They are calling that the donut pan. Imagine that. The donut pan. So normally you would use that if you have the donut pan, or if you like donuts, you might want to get that because it's going to work the best for that. What I am going to use today is the little bunt pan that I have, because it has the centerpiece in it to make a hole. We're going to see what happens when I use that. I've already greased that pan, and Pampered Chef also makes the little bunt cake pan. So if this works, you could use those also. Okay. I think the key is making sure that you grease them well. So it should work in both. We'll just see. Okay. And so I have the 1 cup of milk in. I'm going to add the quarter cup of butter. Okay. And then I'm going to stir that up and add the mix. That's all there is to the donut one. Okay, and it's a quarter cup of butter, which is half a cube if you buy the butter in the cubes. And so there's still a half of the cube, which is another quarter. So if you're making 2 of these, you'd use the whole cube. So, but we're just doing 1 because I think it's gonna be enough for what I'm doing and for who I'm going to be feeding these to. Any more, we're gonna have a lot of stuff. So I'm sure you could freeze these. Any of these products that you make that you have too many of, you could freeze them till you need them again. Like if you're making these little donuts and maybe they're for Christmas morning, then you might make them, let them cool, put them in a freezer bag, and put them in the freezer, and then on that morning, take them out for a little while to thaw out, and maybe heat them up for a few minutes, either in the oven or in the microwave, just to get them warmed up. But I'm pretty sure almost anything that you're going to be baking you have too much of, you can freeze and then take out and use it when you need it. So you just want to make sure it's all mixed together. I'm using a whisk because I wasn't sure what what this was going to mix up like. And once you see that it's all mixed up together, you can shake that off. And Pampered Chef has a really nice one of these whisks in their catalog, and looks a lot like that one. They also have the miniature whisk, which is like it almost looks like a spring, and that's good for eggs and different things like that. So now I'm gonna put it into this bag and then squeeze it out into the bunt pan that I greased around the center, so it has the hole in the middle like a donut would. And these get a little tricky. I should have rolled it down first. That's what I usually do. And if you start, I wasn't thinking about it, but if you start with it, the top rolled down a little, you have something to hold on to also while you're filling. And then you can go in. But yeah, it works way better if you do that. I just wasn't thinking about it at the time. Sometimes my brain doesn't work great, but that's the brain fog that comes with a lot of different things that people have. My particular thing will cause that when I'm tired or stressed. And as you get older, stuff like that happens too. But you got to keep the brain going and try and learn new stuff and do stuff, or you'll lose more of your memory. So I'm trying to stay active as far as learning new things, doing things. There's a lot more in here than I thought there was going to be. So we'll see if I can get it all in. If I can't get it all in one bag, I can always go back and get it. And if you have a canvas decorating tube bag, it works probably better because these are only so big, and some of those you can get them bigger. And I do have some. I just decided to try it with this, because this is a kind of a disposable situation with this one. Okay, so now I'm going to cut that end off. I haven't cut it yet because I didn't want to have it go all over on the bottom. So now I just need to shake it down there a little. And it's going to come right out. So I'm going to go right over here to the bunt pan and go ahead and squeeze it out. I got this pretty full, so some of it might come out the top, which it did. Then I just stick it back in the bowl. So the ideal thing is to have filled but have enough room on top to squeeze it. So now I'm going to go around again in this one, and then the other one. I have 6 in this pan that I can fill. I may go around one more time. Let's see how much I have. If I have enough batter to do that. Or dough. It's a donut dough, but it's more like a batter. The actual donut dough, like for glazed donuts and things, because I grew up in a bakery, I know that is actual dough they will roll out and cut with a donut cutter. This one I think is more like a cake donut when we're all done So that's why it's more of a batter, because in the bakery they put that in a big bowl that hangs over the fryer and they crank it out into the grease and then that cooks it. So that one is more like this, like a batter. It's loose um, and it's able to go through the little machine and come out. So I'm just going to stick a little bit more in a few of these just to get the batter used up. And then this is going to cook in at 350. And these ones go in at 350 and they will cook or bake in there for 10 to 12 minutes and then cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and then I'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay, I'm back and the donuts are in the oven and they're baking. They'll be done in a few minutes and I'm going to show you this Carmel Latte Bread mix. And what we do with that one is we added 2 eggs and a half a cup of water and then a half a cup of oil. And sometimes I would maybe change that to butter. In a lot of recipes I do that. But in this one, because I'm doing it for the first time, I'm going to use the oil the way that they suggest and see how it comes out. So after I whip up these eggs, water, half a cup of water and half a cup of oil, you just mix that together. I'm using a whisk again. You can, since there's eggs in it, it's probably a good thing because it breaks up the yolk a little. This whisk is not as nice as the one that Pampered Chef makes or the other one that I used. That's a little more flimsy. Not sure what brand it is, but I use it when the other one's not clean or I'm doing 2 things at once like this. Sometimes you need that extra one. So yeah, if I get the Pampered Chef one now, I'll be set. I'll have plenty of whisks. This one's a little harder to use because it's got this skinny little handle on it. Now the other one and the Pampered Chef one have a nice big solid heavy handle, so it's easier to whip things up with that. And of course, if you have a mixer, you can always do that. Use your mixer for these things. But it depends on how much baking you're doing. You know, like if you're doing something else in your mixer, you could just do this in the bowl. So once this is all stirred up and you see that all the mix is mixed in, I'm using the little bunt pan without the middle for this, and this Pampered Chef has one, but it has the middle in it, and it just happens to be what I have right now, so I'm going to go ahead and try it in there. You can also do it in the little cake pans that they have. You could either make one loaf in a bigger loaf pan, or you could use this little cake pan and put them in there like that. Okay, so there's different things you can use for that. You could put it in the big bunt pan too, probably, or in one of the loaf pans. Okay, so you can try different things and see what you like. If you're making like a gift basket of goodies, it's fun to do something a little different and maybe a little fancier look. That's why I'm going to put them in here. into this bunt pan over here. And these are going to bake at 350, and they're going to be in there for 45 to 55 minutes. So they're a lot longer. And that's probably if it's a whole pan. So these might be done a little bit sooner since they're individual little cakes. So I would say, you know, at 30, 35, check with your cake checker, which Pampered Chef has cake checkers. And then if it's done, comes out clean, then you know it's ready. But yeah, it'll bake faster than the big pan would. And it really does look like caramel. They look like they're going to be very yummy. So now I'm getting down there to the last one. And before I do that, I'm going to get my little okay, and I was going to show you this real quick. I just got reached my first goal in Pampered Chef, and when you do, you get prizes for that. And this is a little handheld whipped cream whipper. Isn't that cute? So you can do your whipped cream by pushing this up. I think you have to close it there, yeah. Pushing that up and down with the whipped cream and powdered sugar. And if you just want a little bit of whipped cream for something you're doing, you would use this instead of whipping it up in your mixer or something. This also came with it, a little tiny spatula, so you can clean around in there. I'm going to actually use it right here on this little cup I was using to make sure I get it all off of there, so I make my last little cake, because it really sticks to whatever it's on, so I could get a lot off of there with this little spatula. It worked out perfect that I got it now. So here is the last one. I'm gonna try and get it all out of there. And my other ones are gonna come out here in a minute. And they're 10 to 12, and I set it for 10, so I think they're not burning or anything. As soon as I get this done, I'll take them out. Look at all that. There's a lot left in there. Okay. I think I could put a little more on this one. These are going to be pretty full little cakes because they're all the way up like 3/4 full. Okay, and let me check this, the donuts. I'm going to use my cake checker. Make sure they're done. I think they can go up probably another minute or two, because way in the bottom they're not quite done. So we'll go another minute and let that go. And then when they're done, I'm going to put these in the oven. And those ones are going to remind myself 45 to 55 minutes. So, and we said it'd be shorter because they're the small little cakes. So I'll check them at 30, 35. If they're probably not close, then I'll go a little longer. Then I'll let you know how much it takes for that size. It's like a cupcake or a little bit bigger. So sometimes in mixes they'll tell you different times for cupcakes over cake, a larger cake. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Oh, and I was going to tell you about this gift I got. That's just one of the rewards for joining Pampered Chef and being a consultant. You get discounts on all your things. You get rewards for your meeting your goals, and you also get to make some money at the same time because you are an individual consultant, and so basically you're on commissions, and but there's many rewards from the company when you're a consultant. So keep that in mind. You can be a hostess at a party, or you can become a consultant and be on my team. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the donuts are out. The bunt donuts we put in the bunt pan. You can see there they came out perfect. Once they cooled off, I just pushed down on the sides a little bit and then banged the pan out upside down, and they come right out if you oiled them enough. I spray mine. So Pampered Chef has a oil spritzing container product that you can use, fill your own oil and then squirt. So you can just make sure you squirt good inside these pans. The button ones, especially the ones that have any kind of decorative frilliness to them, they can get stuck in the middle or on the side. So just make sure you spray them good, and or use a brush and oil them. Use the little pump one and spray them. So those came out good, and I got a little Christmas plate to put them on. Then I brought out a couple Christmas glasses. I think eggnog would go well with that. What do you think? I have some eggnog for Thanksgiving. When it starts coming out, I usually get it because all my family loves eggnog. And I've never made it myself from scratch, so maybe one day I'll try that. But today we bought it at the store, and so I'm gonna pour a little eggnog in those, and then we might just have a donut for dinner or dessert. That's probably a better choice. So the caramel latte bread that we also put in the pan without the center is about to come out, and we'll check it in about 7 minutes. And so I was going to show you my new product that I was given by Pampered Chef for reaching my goal and for the first month. And this it has a line that you fill your whipped cream from the carton, which I already put back, but so you pour that in up to that line, and you put a tablespoon of powdered sugar. And I just thought we should try it together, see how it worked, since I've never used it. You tighten the lid on there, and this little piece comes out. It's really just to be able to hold onto it, and it has a little plastic bottom, so it probably can grip. Let's see if I can move all this a little. I can see if it grips the counter. Well, it doesn't slide, but it actually suction. But anyway, so I think the whole idea is you're hand pumping this little bit of whipped cream when you don't need a lot. You just need enough to throw on top of this donut or the caramel latte bunt cake, or maybe you just want some in your hot chocolate for a hot chocolate bar. You've probably seen that in the catalog or on the pictures I've shown you, that you can do a hot chocolate bar for Christmas and put some candy cane, different candies there, and then you can make a little bit of whipped cream there for them to put into the hot chocolate. And So I guess we're gonna just keep pumping it till we get it where we want as far as thickness. Whipped cream. As it starts to whip, I'm sure it gets harder to whip. And it's starting to come to the top a little bit. Like I said, I've never done it, so we'll see how it goes. How much it takes to get it there. I know when you're doing it in a mixer or something, doing a lot more. It takes a little while. So if you keep going too far, you can turn butter. You can make butter. It would take a long time though. Okay, this is not easy for me because I have fibromyalgia and carpal tunnel. Okay, so let's see. Looks like it could go a little longer. So yummy, but it's just not quite thick enough yet. So maybe I put it down this way. A little lower would be easier. Okay, so I'm gonna keep pumping this. We got about 4 minutes, and when we come back, I'll show you the whipped cream and I'll show you those little cakes. Okay, so we have our donuts here on the tray I showed you, and I filled my glasses with a half cup of eggnog, and I've been pumping away on my whipped cream container that I got for reaching my first goal, and it is gotten thicker now. It's taken a little while. It could get thicker for me, but see, it doesn't drop off, so it's pretty thick. And everybody likes it different. You might want to add more powdered sugar if you like your sweet. It's very good though, but it could be a little sweeter. So this little thing right here helps it stand up, but it's also, once you take the plunger out, you put this on as a lid. You could put it in the fridge for later when you don't use it all up. Pretty cute, huh? Okay, so that's a good thing for people that don't have a mixer, don't have a lot of space in their kitchens or their houses, wherever they are living. And so it's just like a hand power to get your whipped cream, and if you don't want a whole bunch, it's helpful. So, and then the Carmel Latte breads that we made little bunt breads out of are still too hot to take out. See, they're going to look like that on the other side, just like these ones did. Only these have a hole and these don't. So they're like little breads or little cakes. And so I'm not going to take these out because it's going to take too long for them to cool. And we need to probably end this video. And we didn't get to the pies, but maybe tomorrow. The party's closing tomorrow evening is the last chance to order. So we'll get to see what that percentage is going to be for our shared rewards. And so I will see you online tomorrow somewhere. I might go live again, or I might put another video out. All right, I thank you all for coming and for watching my videos and to participating in this wonderful Peppered Chef Christmas holiday party. Bye-bye.